All right. This is it. We're here, everybody. The first one. Thanks for coming with me. We're just going to jump right into it. First guest on the show, first guy we got, my boy Nate Reinhart, owner of ABCO or ABCO.
Or ABCO or...
ABCO, yeah. However you guys want to say it.
However you want to say it, exactly.
Abbreviate it how you appreciate, but a thriving business here in the local economy of Canada. They just recently opened their newest store, which is in the West Edmonton Mall.
It is?
For most people that don't know about the West Edmonton Mall, it's a big fucking mall. Like, this thing's got wave pool, roller coaster, fucking pirate ship.
Like 3 food courts. It's got
A shooting range.
Yeah, shooting range, about movie theater, like multiple mini golf
and
courses.
then what? Hundreds of stores.
I think there's like over 400 stores.
Jesus
300
Christ.
stores, yeah.
So a big ass mall.
It's a big mall, yeah.
A big fucking mall.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself. Let people know what's going on with you.
Yeah, I'm Nate Reinhart. Obviously I own her, founder of ABCO. I'm now co-owner.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's pretty much just started a shoe store 3.5 years ago, and here we are.
So when I met you, it was still just the Authentics Boutique.
Oh, it was the Authentics Club.
Authentics Club.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, it was the club.
Because we met at one of the first.
That's Sask at the Sask show there. You had that unreleased. You were in that unreleased like Buddha tee. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the San Francisco store opening.
Exactly. Yes.
I feel bad because that girl wasn't supposed to give that to me, and then we started a little trend when people found out I was getting it.
Yeah.
Duva jumped on it, and then our homie Haley, R.I.P., sweet girl, she unfortunately passed away on us.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone jumped on it, and then that girl got in hella shit.
Yeah.
Like got lit up on opening day at San Fran, but yeah. So when I met you, it was still the Authentics Boutique. It was just you.
Yeah, it was the Authentics Club. So it was
Authentics
me.
Club. Sorry, I screwed that up.
No, it's yeah. It was me. I just opened the second spot to where I was. A little closer, come here. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the second spot that I'd opened. I had a store in St. Albert. It was kind of a little pop up, very like vintage and just like I don't know, like
St. Albert's like just the other side of Edmonton.
Yeah,
right?
it's
right
just northwest of St. Albert, like but connected still. It's just a
Yeah.
smaller, kind of richer suburb of Edmonton, really.
It's where the money is.
Yeah, exactly. So
Open your store where the money is.
yeah, so it was
Take notes.
so that was that was kind of the start of it. Just trying to get my hands on kind of anything I could to kind of resell and start growing. And then it did well for about 6 months there, and then got broken into and some other bad things happened, but kind of overcame that, and then opened up in Fort Road, kind of in the complete opposite of where I was in St. Albert.
So to backtrack a bit, were you doing I guess like kind of almost like the basis of what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
Were you into all this before you opened the store? Like, would you consider yourself a sneakerhead, a hype beast, whatever the terms that people like to call themselves?
I mean, I was a hockey boy, so it was
Berta.
Yeah, it was very
Tarps off, boys.
Exactly.
Tarps off.
It was very Berta boys and beauties, but no, I don't know. We've had a few hockey talks or whatever about just different things and stuff like that. But yeah, like it was
mostly Letterkenny.
Exactly. But I was definitely like a hockey boy first, and then I kind of started to like learn about shoes kind of at the end of grade 12 there. I kind of got into it.
Like just getting out of high school kind of thing.
Yeah.
A little bit more money to spend on stuff so you can actually buy some pairs.
I was still pretty broke in high school, so it was more just like looking at it. Like I remember in grade, I think it was 10 or 11, some guy came in with Red Octobers to school.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he probably Red Octobers. I didn't even know what they were. I was like, he was wearing them around school, and was
it's
like,
not the average just walk in the high school pair.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, and like thinking back on it, but like in the moment, I remember seeing them being like, oh, those are red shoes, and like that's all I thought. Like I didn't think.
Stands out.
Yeah, but I didn't think anything of it.
Materials and an all red high top. It's just like
I didn't even get that far into it. Like it literally was just a red shoe. I didn't even look at materials or anything. It was literally just like, oh, that's a red shoe. Like
could have been anything.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think anything of it, and then kind of that was in grade 10 or 11, and then grade 12 was kind of when the zebras dropped.
Yeah.
The 350s and stuff like that, and then.
Were you an easy guy?
Well, it was like a big wave, so I was kind of started to learn that. That's kind of the very first thing that caught my eye. And like, I mean, I still don't own a pair of Yeezys.
I mean, I did. I have.
Right. But. Yeah. So I mean, like that was kind of the beginning of it. Was just kind of like the Yeezy like Zebra 350 was kind of what got me into it, and then after that I learned more about like the human races, and I was kind of big on like Adidas. And then yeah, then I
But,
went
but
out.
fair to say that it was more so always kind of like a business for you. Like you almost got into it right from the jump, and then started
As a
reselling
business,
and
yeah,
turning
like it was
into
very, it was
a way to
never
make
like,
money.
it was never like another kind of store in Edmonton. Like they started as a collection, and then that collection grew, and then they opened a small boutique, and then they've grown it out that way. Where I kind of just was like, here's a business, here's $100, let me start with some vintage and just kind of grow it that way.
What was your startup, if you don't mind me asking? How much money did it take to open the first original store? Did you just kind of do very minimal, pay your rent?
Yeah,
And then...
like it was so, like I said, like I was playing hockey and I knew I was kind of done with hockey, which is injuries and things like that. So I sold my goalie pads and I had about I sold them with goalie equipment. I think I had about $800. So I started with $800. I didn't use my money very wisely. But I knew I wanted to do a shoe store, so I bought a shrink wrap machine right off the bat.
First purchase.
No, it was literally the first thing I bought. I still
Don't even
have
have shoes yet.
No.
I don't need shoes. I need something to
like,
wrap the shoes
well, like
in.
I had 5 pairs, and I was like, I need a shrink wrap machine. And it was like I have like this. I'll send you the picture, and it's like this picture of like the first store, and it was literally like all of them are shrink wrapped, and I have like 5 shoes shrink wrapped, and like. The shrink wrap machine with like because you have to buy this long.
But that was the thing, right? Like at the time, even now, I mean,
Well,
a lot of guys still do it. But at the time, sneaker
no
store,
one was doing it though. Like in Edmonton, like all the shoe stores that had just opened, like no one was shrink wrapping. It was like an LA thing, New York thing, like very like.
I was gonna say like that kind of became almost the way right around like 2017, where people were just like, keep your damn hands off.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I think the
shrink
shrink wrap makes it cool. Well, you have a pair right there that is shrink wrap from the store.
That's from you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's still never worn yet.
That's crazy.
I haven't worn the navies yet, so they're still wrapped.
Yeah, so I mean, like I don't know. I just think they look cool when they're wrapped. But yeah, that was kind of my ideas was like very based off of like urban necessities and stadium goods are kind of my two inspirations, I guess you could say. So
that's what I mean. Both highly successful.
Yeah, so they're both, and I think I'm getting there now, being in one of the biggest malls in North America. So
I was gonna say, so like I mean, to move it along from the first stores, like you said, into the next one, we'll get back to the robbery because like obviously an interesting story.
Yeah.
But like it always seemed like you progressed really quick. Like really quick. Like I remember getting the rug off you at the Calgary show here.
Yeah.
And by then you were buying.
Yeah.
Like you were buying. You had expensive pairs. You had Cause 4s at the show. You had shattered backboard satins, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like it's like I found out, I guess, like to pull it almost back to that first St. Albert store was like I was using my network to really kind of fill the store rather than my money because I didn't have any.
Yeah.
Because I used almost all of it for a shrink wrap machine. So like I didn't have like the shrink wrap machine was like $500. Like I had like $300 left over.
I didn't even know they were that much.
Yeah, like they're expensive because you have to buy like the roll. And so like funny enough, like the roll that I bought, like that original roll, I still have it. Like we're still using it to this day.
Is it like just a small? It's not because they're not like a big wide.
No, they're not that big, but like the wrap, like that paper or like that plastic wrap, it comes in like this like almost like 60-pound like tube.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a lot of. I didn't realize
just
how
half
much
the
it
bag,
was.
right? And then you just heat it, and it just.
Exactly. Yeah, but we've been like we still have that tube at West Edmonton Mall now. I brought it to 4 locations, and it's still going.
Hey, you got to get your money out.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It costs $500.
Exactly. So yeah. So I mean, like that was kind of like. I found out quickly that like getting not having any money was an issue with not being able to buy stuff.
In this world?
Yeah, so I think, and that's kind of like my original plan was like stadium goods and kind of round 2 vibes of like, hey, I'm gonna buy everything and just flip stuff, and like that was kind of the idea. And then I found out pretty quickly that it was like, oh shit, like some guy came in with some data moshes. I don't know if you remember the data mosh NMDs. So yeah, so like that was kind of a wave when I was first starting. Like NMDs were pretty big.
They had such a, like, even I still have pairs of MDs, like there's some down there. I mean, I got the R2s,
yeah, the R2s,
I got the, you know, and it's like for a comfy shoe, because I couldn't get behind the Yeezys.
Easy,
like the
I mean, they're good. I mean, if you get a prime knit upper or anything that like actually has like that good like material, like the data mosh, where it's just like really nice, like it modes to your foot.
They became what I refer to as my driving shoe.
Yeah, exactly.
They were my like for the longest time. It was the Nike Free Run because it was pretty much the same thing. It's not quite a prime knit, but like you know what I mean. You could take the sole and fold it.
Yeah, they're just like
the shoe weighed
exactly
maybe an ounce.
Yeah,
like you know.
So yeah, and that was kind of the thing behind it was like, oh crap, like these data moshes came in and he wanted like $450, $500, and like that was all the money I had at the time, and it was like I can't give you all my money for one pair of shoes that might not sell. Yeah. So then that's when I kind of adapted, and I was like, okay. And then I started looking out, and I was like, oh, Urban Necessities does consignment, and that's how they grew there, man. So why don't I start doing that? And then so I still
So that was when you made the switch into doing consignment.
Yeah, and that was about 2 weeks in. So like it was like
So it wasn't long.
No, like but I think that's part of the
quickly.
I think that's part of the success of like how it's been is like when I see a problem, it's kind of okay, let's adapt.
And I think out here, like, I think out here that's pretty common too. With like, we have such a hard time getting pairs.
Yeah.
Like availability to what you can get in Canada is like if you don't have a huge team behind you that's pulling in pairs. Consignment is a thing that's almost a reality for most stores if they have to support a brick and mortar overhead. It's just kind of a reality.
Yeah, and I think, and it like the way I always justified it, and so like I tried to justify it in the fact that like people want like especially say like you as a collector or someone that has inventory, it's like you don't want to just give your shit away for cheap either, right? Like you still want some return on it. So like consignment was a good way that it didn't cost me anything to try and sell your things.
Of course.
So it was a very like, hey,
you have the space, right? So.
Yeah, like I have the space. So it was like okay, well, how about I'll take your $1,000 shoes. I'll take $950 or like whatever. Like I would take such a little amount of money for like the consignment for what the rate was, just because I wanted as many shoes as I could get. Like
which is smart.
Yeah,
and a lot of us looking from the outside in, we don't know what the way you're working your system in the background. We're just looking at the simple fact that this guy is always carrying inventory, always has pairs, even if he's flipping stuff out, he has new stuff coming in.
Yeah.
And it seems like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's on the game, whether or not people don't understand that you haven't put $1 out for half the pairs that are on the wall.
Yeah, at least, right? And so that was kind of the big turning point. And it was kind of like, okay, well here's, and then again, I went from like, right away I found that like a 10% or 15% consignment method didn't really make sense. Just because some people would bring in $1,000 pair of shoes and they didn't want a $200 cut, or whatever, right? And so like, and being a small store, it's like, okay, well fine, how about we just do a monetary amount? And then that's kind of when I switched it about a month and a half in. So I went from about 10-15% to, I just did a dollar amount. So whatever worked, and I actually found it, I actually made more than 10%.
I was gonna say a lot of times you just work a simple figure out, right? Just be
Yeah.
like, what do you want out of this pair?
Exactly.
You want that? Boom.
Perfect.
I know my basis, and then I can just
sell
set
it
my
for
margins.
I can literally sell it for
accordingly.
anything over that.
Exactly, right?
And so like and so that was really nice to bring to sneaker stores and stuff like that, because I mean, you know your bottom line or your cost. It basically is what it was. So you just roll you just have a cost. So if I was
to do everything you can do to avoid a setback, right?
Exactly, yeah. And so it was like, if like say I wanted to make trades or anything like that, I knew what I spent on that shoe or was about to spend on that shoe.
Yeah.
And so I'd almost just use it as currency, where it was like, hey, I'll trade this shoe because I know it's worth $200, or it cost me $200, but I'm going to get a $300 shoe, and then I'll go and sell that shoe for $330 because I can sell it for a bit more, and then I'll take that cash and pay out that person $200.
Totally.
And so it was kind of, so it was a hustle in a different way of just like not having any money. So it was like, okay, how do I create money out of nothing
Shrink wrap
almost?
machine.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's jump to, you said before that you just moved into a very large store before you guys went into West Ed. You were not open for very long.
No, we were open 4 months.
4 months, that's it.
Yeah, and we only signed a 6-month deal. I think it was 3.5 actually.
Was that almost the plan? Was it that was going to be somewhat of a temporary?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be temporary, but we were planning to move on to like White Ave, which is like, for people that don't know, is like basically like the strip, or like the main like shopping,
the main drag or whatever for shopping
and
like
bar
tourism
entertainment
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the main street kind of. So that was kind of our plan. So I got reached out to in July of this, I guess, like 2021 there, by this guy I met. He basically had this building. He's like, hey, I want you to fill this spot. It's in a really good spot, kind of in another really good hub of Edmonton, just off Jasper Ave there. And he was just like, hey, like blah blah blah. And I kind of looked at it and I was like, this is too big for what I have. Like I didn't have enough. Like my 700 square foot shop filled out nicely.
Because the next one was huge.
Yeah, well,
like
it wasn't too much bigger. It was 1,300 square feet. It's almost double, I guess. Almost double from what. It's a bigger jump for sure. Yeah. So I think when I saw that, I saw the opportunity, and the rent was very good actually. Like the opportunity, like the prices that we were getting, just because it was only going to be a temporary space for 6 months or 8 months until he did something else with it. Yeah. He wanted to fill it for the summer, so I reached out to 2 guys that I kind of been working with since the St. Albert location, and they were like consigners. Then they consigned a lot of like crazy stuff, like they'd be consigning like diamond dunks and like stuff like that, like so like things
You're
like
like
that.
no real diamond dunks.
but yeah, like things like that.
Not the Nicky Diamond ones. The actual first diamond dunks.
Exactly.
I still need those. I need those and the canaries.
Yeah,
I want to do that whole set.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I didn't even wear it. I was gonna wear the Stussy Dunks down, but I realized
Such a dirty pair.
well, we're on a podcast, so it's not like I'm gonna be like the feet kicked up.
Hey, we might segment. That can become a segment. Do what's on feet. Little feet check.
That would
It
be.
is weird. Like genuinely.
Back to where we were. I never got that. I mean, there's kind of the little thing about it where like West Coast people, right? Let's say LA, Arizona, stuff like that. Like they don't really face the weather we face. Like your shoes
No.
don't get as fucked up.
Or like even like it's just dust. Like you're just collecting dust through it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's different. But I wouldn't.
Do they not put their feet up on the couch?
Yeah, like that's the thing where it's like I don't really understand it because like I've
A lot
never.
more hardwood, a lot more tile in the States. That's for sure. In a lot of
Yeah.
the places I've been.
But like, why would you even want to
New
mop that?
Yorkers?
But why would you want to? Yeah.
Like New Yorkers, check in with me. Do you guys wear your shoes in the house? Like it's weird because we don't do that here.
No.
Like it's just not a fucking thing.
No.
So like it would be kind of weird to have shoes on in the podcast because we're inside. But I don't know. This thing's going to expand and grow so fast that within a year from now, this will be a set
Exactly.
that just looks like this in a production studio warehouse.
Well, then you're gonna have to wear shoes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because then I'll be at work.
Exactly. Put it into the.
That's
put
the
it into
goal.
world. Manifest that. for
I
sure.
just said it, so can't do it. I actually, so like underneath all these crazy stickers, right here, I wrote a big manifestation out.
Okay.
You can see a little bit of like the marker under some of
Yeah.
these stickers, up not even there, about what this podcast would be.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to, and I think that's another like part to my success. I believe in like manifestation and stuff like that, and I think having a
Your vision
roadmap.
boards.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have it on my phone. I have it set so like I have like little pictures that change every like hour.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so it's just like I can show you really quick. But yeah, it's like so like right now it's at a McLaren that I really like and I want. So it'll change through. So like
That's so dope.
so yeah, one of the visions is this shoe wall, which kind of came true now, I guess, with the West Ed store. So I don't even know. I can't even know if I pull it up, but anyway, I can show you after. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I just have a little vision board that's on my phone. So I'll just as I'm scrolling through, I'll just remind it of kind of what I'm working towards.
Dope.
Stuff like
So,
that.
so as it moved forward, we'll talk about the vision. The vision definitely,
Yeah.
I would say, came true.
I mean, I don't think it's there yet. I think I'm
Well,
probably-
always goals. Always more to be done and bigger and better things to do.
Yeah, but I do-
mean, but
I do remember being in St. Albert and talking about opening in West Ed. And
yeah,
that
it's like I think you deserve your flowers a little bit for the fact of like. I don't know specifically. Like someone would have to look this up. I don't know what the facts of it, but like West Ed has to be one of, if not the biggest mall. It's definitely the biggest mall in Canada.
Yeah, I think it's ninth in the world now, or eighth in the world.
Top 5, top 3 in North America.
I think it's top 3. Mall of America is just a bit bigger, but like it's for a long time it was the biggest mall in the world.
I was gonna say like it's because they had. Well, you guys recently have been sharing a lot of photos on your social media.
Of
And
older
for all
stuff,
the people
yeah.
that are listening, I'll put links into
appreciate
discussion for you, the shop,
Sure.
all the guys and stuff like that. But like you guys have been sharing videos or photos of they had like the water park, the indoor water park
In the 80s.
like the 80s, like before you were fucking born.
Exactly. Yeah.
That water park was in there. I mean, I grew up in Toronto, so like I went
Mhm.
to West Edge for the first time. I think when I was like in my 20s or something.
Right, but it's still a crazy experience when you first go.
Dude, that fucking roller coaster
Yeah, it's
that
a big
goes
one.
under the bridge. Like, okay, so we'll keep it moving with. So you guys opened in West Ed, which was when did you guys open?
November 25th, the day before Black Friday.
Okay, that's what it was. I was gonna say I'm trying to remember because I know that it was right before that I was doing the drawings for like the thing. Which, thank you. I appreciate you. Staying in the community, showing some love, and letting me
Oh, of
be a
course.
part of your guys' thing there.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I kind of rushed it a little bit, which I'm a little bit upset about. So I took a step back from it, and now I'm trying to figure out how to do it like a little bit more proper.
Which are you talking about the NFT thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just talking about the signage. I was going to
yes.
get into, but since we moved right into that, we'll get into that too. So, you guys, have you kind of deaded that idea now, and it's not
I'm just trying to smooth it out. Like I kind of rushed into it. Like I was working 20-hour days trying to set up the store.
Because there's a lot going on to open a store, especially to open a store, and people don't realize, right? Like the average doing a store, at
Wherever.
you rent a retail space or something like that that's just licensed for
Whatever.
retail.
Yeah.
You pay rent.
And you can be open whenever you want.
You get your permit.
And that's it.
put the floor how you want to put the floor, paint the wall you want to paint the wall, and then just open.
Yeah.
When you're in a mall,
it was...
the amount of rules, timelines, things you have to be, what contractors you're allowed to use, who you're not, when they can be like.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a lot. I mean, it basically went from, three owners to like 20 employees and like 13-hour days or 11-hour days of being like operational, where before it was like we'd open at noon. Like we'd open at noon and then close at like 6 or 7. So we'd be open like 6 hours or 7 hours, and then it went from that to being open 7 days a week, every day, but literally every day except...
This camera's going to be clearing out because I just fucking hazed this whole room out. Sorry, I mean...
No, it's okay. But yeah, like it just the hours are definitely like different, and that was a big thing. And then it's like training staff and getting different manageable positions and like all the different stuff. Like there's so many different moving parts.
I know. I never like using the word like becoming a legit business, because I feel like even just a basic just resale store that's nice and small that people are doing, it's still a legit business.
Of course.
But like when you get into the point where you have payroll and
and it's like
employee insurance and stuff like that, liability of employment and things like this, it starts becoming a different kind of job, right? You're not the guy down there making a deal for a per pair of shoes anymore. You're almost completely hands off with the idea of sales now,
I'm not really in the store anymore actually at all. Like we've got a few things lined up for
full owner capacity at this point.
Yeah, it's more just like how can I grow the brand now?
At only 22 now?
22, yes.
At only 22, ladies and gentlemen. Already had a full capacity of just owner standpoint. I don't work in the store anymore.
I
wonder I can't get the fucking shit I want in the store anymore.
I'm there, but it's
call, I used to get exactly what I wanted.
Well, it's like I'm there, and it's like it's just tough because like even I went down to Sask last weekend for like this little show, and like
I saw that. I was gonna go, but I had a tattoo all weekend. I saw
Logan was there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw Logan was promoting it and talking about it, and I guess they've done a few of them.
That's the fourth
one.
The third one didn't actually happen just because of COVID, but like it's the fourth.
COVID.
It's the fourth one now. So, anyways, yeah, like
say COVID.
It's demonetized instantly.
Boom. Algorithm
fucked. But no,
you put this on YouTube now. Way to go, Nate. Said COVID.
3 views.
COVID. It's like Candyman. Say it 3 times and it goes away.
But yeah, no, that's the fourth one they've done. I've been to every single one. And like Omar, the guy who runs it, is good stuff. So
nice.
He's kind of the main kind of guy in Saskatchewan for anything that's kind of cool that's happening there. So he kind of deals with all that, and I mean it's been good.
The shop. So you guys open, you get into West Ed.
Yeah.
Business starts going very, very well. You're rapidly expanding.
Yes.
And then, as we were talking about before, you kind of touched on the NFT thing, but it got kind of things. So for people that didn't know, originally, the plan with the NFTs, from what my understanding was that an NFT would go up onto the blockchain, be available, a purchaser could buy it, and based off what number it was, the number guaranteed them that spot
in line
for any future drops, releases, shop drops, things like that.
Exactly.
And then also other certain inside perks.
Exactly. So it's basically like a membership club within our store, and so I'm just trying to find a way to kind of make it better, and that's
a little more tangible, which is something that it is hard. I've kind of wondered this myself, and I've talked with a few people about trying to find a way to very tangibly connect real world application to the NFT holder.
I don't think I was gonna say I don't think it has to be a physical thing, but like I want it to be like one of
my capability even.
One of my things is one of my ideas, and it's just trying to make it make sense, because like I don't think we quite have a big enough following yet for it, but I want to do something where if you own this NFT it gives you 10% off always. Something like that.
Yeah.
A lifetime 10% discount.
Or even just like the thing that you guys can always do that is great with the idea of retail is like anybody in the possession of this, like you're eligible for the following.
Exactly.
And then that's just open to a windfall of whatever you guys might feel like doing at that time. Hey, we got a great deal on these. We bought them in bulk. They're really not moving. We're going to pick 20 people to give free pairs to, blah, blah, blah. It has to be
right.
You have to be part of a subscriber list, or
you have to have an NFT, and so that's kind of the idea behind it. I'm just trying to learn more about it. I kind of jumped in too quick, and I have a habit of doing that where I kind of just go head first into something, and I'm like, okay, I got to get this done, and then I do it, and then usually it works out, but sometimes it doesn't, and this is just one of the cases where it's a little bit more complicated than just kind of just being like, oh, it's an NFT, and like it's just the blockchain. It's like,
which for most people, let's get honest, most people don't even understand how an NFT works or what an NFT is to begin with. They just think it's a very expensive picture that they're like, I can screenshot that. Why would I pay for it? They don't understand
but there's a lot more
use on the blockchain. Or...
Right, like some of them get you into private Discord chats or...
Well, and that's the new thing now, right? Like the new thing now is the exclusivity of the...
I think stuff like that will come back, and it already kind of see it with like Discord chats and stuff like that, where... As say, like there might be an NFT nightclub, and I'm sure it'll come soon where there's a club that you have to have an NFT to get into that club, and that's it. There's no
For sure.
like that's the only way to get into the club. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have an NFT, you can't get in.
Well, and I think that's kind of the model with a lot of things for anybody that wants to. Excuse me, my apologies. For anybody that wants to be not behind a paywall, right? Because it's some way to like most things are going to end up being a subscriber-based program, and whether the subscription be that it's to be in possession of one of these NFTs and it allows you into this club, it's the access, right? So still a plan, like to move forward.
I want to. I'm just trying to figure out exactly kind of what I want it to actually be. I think I had a rough idea of it, and it didn't quite make sense for how many events we were throwing and things like that. Like it didn't quite work, and so I'm just trying to see like, hey, maybe instead of doing. Originally, I wanted to do like 250 or something like that. Now I'm kind of
I remember.
So now I'm more in the realm of like.
I had to draw them.
So now I'm more in the realm of like 50, I think, right? So I think that's
make it a little more exclusive.
Yeah, a little more exclusive. And I mean, it's just
more
the size,
manageable.
Exactly, and the size of Edmonton, like you can do a little bit more with it and things like that. And then as we open more locations, then each location would have its own NFT, and then we'd have a conglomerate of like kind of NFTs that applied to every store. I feel like that was kind of its own collection. So. It's a plan kind of for the future, but I'm just trying to figure out kind of.
So I noticed there that you said could expand to every store.
Yes.
So is that a hint to the idea that you guys have a plan to expand and there will be?
Yes, I'm flying up to go look at a space on Thursday.
Oh.
What is it today? Is it Wednesday today? Tuesday.
It is Wednesday today.
Next week I'm flying.
Oh, I was going to say tomorrow, like.
Yeah, originally it was going to be tomorrow, but the flights are kind of expensive. We had kind of an order meeting yesterday, and we all kind of agreed with this location, and so yeah, I'm going to be flying out there Thursday.
Can you say where you're flying out to?
It'll be in British Columbia.
Okay.
So somewhere.
That's all you're getting.
Yes, I can't.
That's all you're getting.
I can't say too much.
I'm gonna make them tell me.
I'll tell you.
In a different room.
Yes, I'll tell you after. But
maybe for the people that are on Patreon.
Yeah.
Paid money to see it first. Maybe you'll get to find it where it's gonna be.
Yes, I could probably do that.
Just for the people on Patreon.
I have to lock in some. I have to lock in some handles and stuff like that first before I start telling everybody where it is.
So while we're on the BC subject, will ABCO
yes
be at the Vancouver Sneaker Con?
If it works with the timing, because I'm flying there Thursday, and then I'm looking around Thursday, Friday, and then SneakerCon Saturday. So if I can get a flight there and then back, I don't know. It's just kind of I have to see what kind of works, but like realistically, it doesn't. I don't think it actually makes sense for me to go this year. Like usually it does. Like I'm like bringing. Like again, like before, it would be like I have all these fun shoes, and like you go and you sell. Kind of that's a really good day to sell your crazy shit, like your cause forwards and your
exactly
and all that stuff. And like that was something that would drive a lot of revenue. And then
people that will actually spend a couple grand on a shoe, right?
Right. So I don't know. I think that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. It's kind of like I would love to go. I love going to the sneaker cons. Like I remember going to my first one in Toronto, and it was so cool. It's going by myself and like. And just experiencing kind of like that whole culture, and that was kind of my first real business conversation I ever had, and it was with 2J Kicks.
JC.
Yeah, and I talked to him for about an hour, and that was kind of, I learned a lot in that combo and kind of set up a lot of kind of where I think I've kind of put myself.
Like what you want to do.
Yeah, and he kind of gave me a little bit.
I think JC's kind of the model for
anybody who's.
In this space, if you're in the sneaker space, stuff like that, I mean, the reselling game, like, can you do it much better? I mean, because of COVID and all the stuff, I haven't been able to make it out to Vegas to, like, actually go to the Caesar's Palace spot, but, like, I watched his YouTube opening and stuff like that clearly and stuff. And
yeah.
Pretty impressive, man.
I mean, especially with where he started again. He started with no money. He was the guy that they were paying in line to get shoes and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy. So
Yeah.
So I mean, like, to go from that to that, right? And again, same model though, right? Like, you have no money. It's like, okay, well, like, how can I convince people to consign shoes in my store to create money, like, out of nowhere, and then use that money to buy more things? And then I don't know, he's smart with how he did it because he sends out checks.
Oh, okay.
So it takes a while for a check to clear, and it takes a while for mail to come in. So I think
Kind of keeps the money in his float and control for a little bit longer.
exactly. So you can use a little bit more.
maneuver.
And I kind of did a similar thing too, but I did it a little bit differently. But
me?
yeah, I think that's you. I think you're something's going off. It might be your computer.
That's supposed to be dinging in the computer or something.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I kind of did a similar thing, right? Where it's just like at least how I think he did it. Like, now that I look at kind of what he did is he'd sell a pair of shoes. You get that money the next day or the next business day, and now you have X amount of money to spend. And if you can flip that item before it gets cashed out, it's a very dangerous game. But if you can do it, like, if you can do it, you can make. You're technically turned to like a bank almost, where you're just collecting money, flipping that money, and then. I mean, again, at the end of the
you're kind of more so you're a lender.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of one of those things where, and like, that's why I've never had an issue with making $20 profit, because it's like I've been on such slim, like, yeah, I have to flip this shoe here. So it's like, if I can make $20, hey, that's $20 more than I had before. And like, I think that, and I think a lot of resellers get caught up in the fact that, like, oh, this shoe's selling for $800, so I need to get at least $800. But it's like, bro, you bought it for retail. Like, why not make a better connection with someone that will be a lifelong customer because you gave them one good deal? Yeah, no, what I was just saying is I think that's one of the things too, where I never really went into it with a resale mindset. I went into it more of like a business mindset of like, hey, if I can keep rolling this money. And I think that's how I went from such a low amount when I first started at like $200, $300 to almost like $70,000 in inventory. And I mean, that's not obviously not all my money, but the inventory count was about $70K. So it's like, going from that little to that amount is cool when I look back at it, and it's like, holy shit, like, if we could do what we have in inventory now and like do the same exponential growth.
One of the things that I always thought would be so cool and that I've never been in the position to do is, like, once you end up in that position of spending power, I've been like so busy for the last couple of days doing all this shit. I forgot to like send this guy a message back, and he just wrote, "This is considered a flake, bro." That'll be so. It's like, bro, I'll write you back as soon as I'm done doing this. Like, shut the fuck up. That's so funny, but it's hilarious that will make it into the podcast. This like random guy. So, what's your name? Will Klein. Will Klein. I didn't flake on you. I've just been busy as shit ever because we're launching the first episode of my podcast. So, I'll shoot you the money as soon as we're done. Just calm your tits.
Yeah.
Again, right? You see, but.
Yeah.
So this is what I was just gonna say. One of the things that I always thought would be so cool about being a fucking, the store owner, or more specifically, even just being a buyer, is that as a collector, the feeling of being able to use someone else's financing to endlessly just support my itch to buy the shit I want to buy.
Yeah, and that's
would be so fucking dope. Like you know what I mean? Like, because like, I don't even necessarily need to get the majority of the shit I buy. Like, a lot of those pairs, like, a lot of them are still like dead stock and tagged.
You like, look at them.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're almost decoration to a certain degree, or investment, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But it's one of those things where it's like, it feels so good to just be buying pairs like that.
Yeah, like, it's cool for sure. And I think like that was something that was like fun, but again, like, it can get out of hand, and like, I got into a pinch.
Oh, of course, it's completely childish. You can get out of hand in a heartbeat. It's immature. It's all of the negatives. There's so many more negatives than there are positives to that scenario.
Well,
but just that childish feeling of like when you are obsessed with sneakers, and all of a sudden you have like a fucking limitless Amex.
Yeah,
and you could just be like anything. What do you want to? What, your whole collection? Oh, it's $16,000. Sure, bought a collection today.
Yeah, and like,
it's
I
like,
think,
oh, that's gotta feel good.
Well, and like, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Realistically, like, as we've kept growing, like, I've only kept going from that, and like opened again, and now I'm in West Edmonton Mall, and now it's like, I don't even check Facebook anymore. Like, I'm not even.
No, exactly.
Like, I'll get tagged in some things, and it's like, hey, I'm selling this shoe, and I'll like look at it, and I'm like, okay, and then it's like. Or it's like legit check, and then it's like a reference post, and I'll get like tagged in it, and I'm like.
So how do you guys go about that? You said it. I wasn't going to bring it up.
Sure.
So legit checks.
Legit checks. So we use third-party apps. We found that works the best. It's the easiest way to just have.
Not check app.
Like, no, like, we use like So again, so like the other partners are from China, and like I didn't realize how much better China is than America with their stuff. It's insane. They have this. So they have the.
By that, he specifically means their inspection data software for verifying the legitimacy of shoes. That wasn't a shot at how much better China is than America. Just
Well, not yeah. Like the website itself, like they have the. I forget what the.
China's a pretty fucked up place. Like,
Yeah, but like
they got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
with the way that they have their StockX website or whatever, like that, their StockX equivalent to what we have is 100 times better than what StockX is.
The amount of places they have and how many places that StockX actually operates in, I had no idea.
Yeah.
The volume they did. Instantly, I was like, oh. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
you feel like it's you against the world with StockX. When you buy from StockX, you feel like you're buying from a reseller.
Yeah.
So if you don't get exactly what you want, you're like, this guy's fucking me.
Yeah.
And it's like, this guy.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like your one transaction involved like 300 people in some
like
random.
their support team is bigger than my entire store, and
Yeah, it's
probably
insane.
like they probably have 1,000 people on staff just for support. So it's like I don't know, like it's insane how big of a company they are, and but anyways, back to what you were saying of how do we legit check. Anyways, we just use this system out of China that they are so meticulous with everything that they do, and like they won't even like there's
Is
so
there like a secondary like people?
yeah
Like what
so,
you have in hand, there's at least someone who's looking at it.
yeah
at
like
some
well
point.
I mean at the same time though we don't really buy like how I used to do it. I mean like I would just do it, and then I would if I have any questions I would always send it to other people, or like hey like, what do you think of this blah blah blah. But now it's more like I said, we have a team that buys, so we get a lot of stuff.
Do you find that with a team and with a store that's kind of like based in a mall, that your inventory has changed drastically?
Yeah,
like
for
there's
sure.
a lot less of the rare,
Exactly.
and a lot more of just like
GR.
the bulk standard.
Exactly.
general
Yeah.
release
So like
items
with
that
our team, like our team's not even located
size runs because you need
Yeah.
a popular shoe that everybody wants, and you need it available
all
to
the time.
you know every size.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of the transition, and it was a good transition to be on 124th Street there because that kind of gave us a little bit of a feel for like a bit more of a better location in Edmonton, and then moving into the mall because it was a whole other level. But the kind of with our team, like our team's not even in Canada, so it's like they buy online for us and stuff like that, and like
okay.
so stuff like that. And so like we're like all our stuff now is all authentic because it comes from places that are like it's not like it's coming from fucking some
I think the
random
buying teams and stuff are more so like overseas, so they have access to different markets that you're not only in. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
and
that's kind of how we can get. That's how we can get U.S. drops and Europe drops and stuff like that. So every once in a while,
check it out.
We'll
so
get
bigger, only getting bigger, more locations coming. Already in West Ed. What else? What's on the docket? What should people know about that's coming up from?
Well,
from ABCO. I'm just gonna call it ABCO. It seems like the easiest thing to say.
Yeah, most people gravitate to that. It rolls off the tongue nicely. ABCO. It's just like
less syllables, right?
Exactly.
ABCO, ABCO. ABCO.
Yeah.
ABCO seems easiest.
I think so too, and I think that's kind of what most people.
So what's on the future docket for ABCO and the team that people should know about, or just for Nate?
Well, I have lots on the plate. I have a few ideas that I want to do, but I kind of want to focus one at a time. So like the second store is probably going to be the main focus, and we're going to open. We're gonna have ABCO bubble tea coming out soon.
Ooh.
So
okay.
that if everything pans out with this new location.
Transitioning into a whole different kind of space.
Yes, exactly. Well, I really like the idea of like Dankmart, like
okay.
the candy store there.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. So I think like that's kind of an idea that I might do something with, but I think with where we're going at the second location, then I think I think bubble tea makes sense with everything in.
Cool.
And if we do get the right spot, then basically it'll be a shoe store with a bubble tea place in it. So it won't be a bubble tea place. It'll be like, hey, you can come in, order a bubble tea, walk around, buy some shoes at the back counter, and then
it's
pick
like
up your bubble
the way
tea.
JC has like the
exactly
the
ice cream parlor and stuff like that. So I'm trying to.
The way Kith has that little like ice cream.
Kith treats.
I was gonna say when you're in Kith and you can do the Kith treats and.
So same idea. So it's just kind of getting that lower barrier to entry. So it's hey, if you want to come look at shoes, you don't buy anything, but you buy bubble tea for $6 or $8. So just creating more revenue and things like that. So if we can, that's kind of the next thing that we're gonna do, and then it's just. Getting our YouTube channel up and running and doing that and focusing more on a lot more video content. I wanna eventually launch my own podcast with ABCO and kind of have a host and hire a host that kind of does all that stuff for. for all that stuff, and
We both did the same thing.
for all that. So I don't know, like that's kind of, I really want to build it out almost like a Barstool Sports in a way where we are kind of a media conglomerate as, I don't know, like I try and pull
Love Portnoy.
yeah, like I try and pull ideas from a lot of different businesses and kind of mix them all into kind of what I want. And
Smartest way to do it, right?
yeah, I mean,
Take
like
the most
obviously
successful things that other people do and see how you can.
how I can implement it into my business and kind of grow it out that way. So that's kind of always been my plan with everything. And then I mean, as for me, like I'm just kind of trying to do this and build it up. And I mean, my end goal is to kind of sell the company when I'm like 26 or 27, and then I'll be done work.
Just try and retire by
It,
4:30.
pretty much, yeah. Like I think, like, well, I mean, like not to retire. I think I'd probably start a YouTube channel.
Slacking. I'll be 38 in a month. So fail.
No, there's no time frame for it. I mean, like if you're like, again, like I think for me, like I enjoy doing what I do, but I think I would enjoy, like I think my end goal is to like start a YouTube channel. And
I was gonna say, what would be next?
yeah, I think like once, like I said, like I think like another 3.5 years of doing this, of just kind of growing it up to as big as I can get it, 3.5, 4 years, and then after that, it's like okay, I want to start a YouTube channel, and I'll have the funds to do so and create some really cool, like just some really cool content. I really like what Mr. Beast does with kind of all his stuff and his giveaways and just his crazy ideas. And I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way to do it with the store right now, and that's kind of my one way I want to blow it up with the store.
Segue in.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
and
your
then
feet wet with it.
exactly. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to try and figure out, and as we open more locations, it'll make the YouTube very interesting, just how it can tie in one store to another and kind of flow
Totally.
through.
Like I mean, look at even the people that have like done it already, right? Like it makes for great content to just see like to watch something go from nothing and become what it can
and I
be.
mean,
Especially in a place like that, like
it's-
it would have been so cool if you could have done that with the West End store.
Yeah, and that's the shitty thing. It's just it was
behind the scenes thing.
there was
It's
so
hard
much
to do. Like,
well, there was so much going on with it, and it was like for me to organize having a video guy come in every time I'm in the store, and like because like when we were opening that store, we basically signed the lease like November 3rd, had construction people in the day we signed the lease. Like we signed it that morning, and they were scheduled in. So like if we didn't sign the lease, like we were fucked. So we had to sign the lease basically, being like, hey, we have to do this, or like the construction team's gonna be pissed, and they have to
got
get
you by the balls, so commit or fuck off.
Exactly, kind of, pretty much. And so it was like, so we had it all placed out. We just had to sign the papers on Monday, basically, when they were in the office. So then it was like, we signed the papers Monday. Construction came in Monday, worked that entire week to demo. The next week, they were pretty much, we did like very bare bones, like just like, let's just get this done. Like we did a little bit of tile work and painted walls, threw up a kind of like partition wall and some change rooms, and that was pretty much it. So like it was a very quick reno, so it was like 2 weeks of reno, so that brought us to like the 14th or 15th of November, and then that gave me 10 days to set up an entire store, move all our inventory from 4 locations. So we had like, it was...
No thanks.
Yeah, it was a lot. So we had like, I had a U-Haul for 3 days of just like hauling shoes here, there, Keymasters unloading, like going to White Ave to grab the Keymaster, and going to just so much stuff. And it was like it was basically 10 straight days work. Like I slept. It'd be like, oh, I'd go home at 11 a.m. because I just worked for 20 hours, and I'd sleep from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. But then I had a meeting at 3, so then I had to get up at 2 and then go to this meeting, and then I had to start working again at 3:30, and then so like it was like the 10 days were fucked, and it was like, and then I was also trying to start
this become one giant blur.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
I don't even really remember it. Like it was just kind of going through the motions, and then it's like I'm also trying to start this NFT project, and I'm also trying to like I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying. So there's so much to it,
Which is already happening, like in the midst
Mach
of
10. Like we were going so
opening
fast.
a store in a huge mall,
and then
during COVID, during Christmas,
and we had to hire staff. Like we had to hire staff too. So it was like when I wasn't like doing that, I was hiring staff and trying to schedule a staff meeting.
Which is weird because like we've seen bad staff go weird in sneaker stores like here, you know.
Yeah.
A couple.
I mean, so far we've been good. I unfortunately have to let some people go tomorrow. Actually, I'm happy this isn't airing until.
I was gonna say
until Saturday.
You'll already be fired by the time this comes out.
So it won't be, but yeah. So that's on the docket.
I'm sorry that you lost.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to finish it like this. One of my cameras died. So yeah, a couple people going down, but this won't be out till after, and they probably won't watch it, so it won't matter. Or maybe they'll go back to it and be like, "Wow, that was so weird." a year ago, my boss talked about firing me before I got fired. Which would
So-
be pretty funny, but.
So yeah, but I mean, there's not a whole lot for me. Kind of what's up next. It's not really. It's just kind of focusing on this right now, and I have a few other ideas that I want to kind of pursue. It's tough because like opening a new store is a big job, and you have to like it takes 3-4 months to get it really set up, as I've figured out with this store. And I mean, like I only want like 5 or 6 locations in Canada, so I mean it'll only
Only
be
5 or 6.
yeah, and then I want to set my sights on like on the US, but yeah, I think
want to go international.
yeah,
There
I
you go.
definitely want to be North America. I think would be really cool. I mean, I don't like I think Miami probably be the first spot if we
I'm
did
gonna
it.
say a bunch of the boys from Cookies and Kicks are moving out to Miami.
Are they? Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should link you two up.
That'd be dope.
Put you in
I've always
touch
wanted to
with,
meet them. I think they do some really cool stuff just with
Hey.
how with
smart fucking dudes, man. I don't want to make this take forever, but so I got a little segment that I always want to do with this thing. We didn't really prep this enough. Again, like we said, first episode, I've had the craziest couple of days trying to get this shit all done and things not working and stuff. But so it's called Check Fit, Talk Shit, where pretty much just check out a couple people and what they wore recently and stuff like that. How we feel about it, why we like it, why we don't. First guy on it, again, I fucked up his name, but I know you remember, so you're going to save me here with it. Quarterback of the Bengals.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Burrow?
Is Burrow or Burrows? I don't follow football enough
Burrows.
to know.
Neither do I, okay?
Yeah.
Super Bowl, we all watch it.
Yeah.
It's the Super Bowl. Everyone pays attention, right?
I'm gonna reference this picture really quick.
So,
just I
yeah,
know,
if you want-
just so I know what I'm talking about as well here.
Pull this up. He wore a platinum Bengal striped suit, a nice little fedora style hat, and some Air Dior 1 highs. Might have been lows.
Let me see here. Joe Burrow Super Bowl. Oh, that's shirt. No, we don't outfit
You
here.
need the tunnel walk.
Yeah, let's see.
That tunnel walk. I love how the NBA is just blowing up the tunnel walk, and now it's a big deal even for
Okay, yes, I did see this picture on Twitter. So we got like the
There
the
we go.
stripy- Yeah, I don't.
So is it the highs or the lows?
Those are the lows.
It is the lows. So Dior lows.
Yeah.
A fairly tight fitting suit. Bengal, platinum, silverish. What do we want to call that?
Like silver, white, black.
Silver white. I mean, it's platinum with stripes, I guess.
Yeah. Probably should have wore a gold one if you wanted to win. Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Predicting
Hot
the future.
take. Came in wearing the color of second.
Of second, that's tough.
In a
I
game
mean,
where there's only first and second.
Yes, I wouldn't.
Nate might be on something here.
I know.
Might have the hot take for why they lost before they even came through the door.
Why they even started, right? I
Joe,
don't know.
what were you thinking? Why didn't you wear gold? They're actually orange and black too, which like they could have got away with gold because their colors are orange, right?
Yeah, I think
Could've
so.
done
Right?
it.
I mean,
What about the hat?
I mean the hat's cool. I'm trying to get away from like the streetwear style. Like I mean, I still
I
like
feel
it.
like you're young enough that you think it's okay to wear that hat.
Yeah.
You do, don't you?
Oh yeah, you could catch me on a night in the town. You know, I'm in Miami maybe, and I'm on the
and you
town.
have a button-down shirt that's a little too unbuttoned.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I can just see you in that fucking hat and a button-down shirt that's a little too unbuttoned.
Yeah.
Just fucking trying to claim it.
having a great time with
Just
it.
having a great time, which is all that matters. Who gives a fuck? I'm just being a hater. Okay, second one isn't a direct fit.
Okay.
It's a direct comparison.
Okay.
Whole world's hating on him right now.
Skeet Davidson.
Right? You didn't even have to say it. He knew where I was going to go with it. Okay. So I guess we'll just do if you had to take one wardrobe.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I look like Pete Davidson a little bit, so I'd probably take his. I have that same aesthetic, just a skinny white boy. So I don't think, I feel like I'd
It's not
probably
like it doesn't work for him.
right. You know what I mean?
Do we have to fucking go down this kid's
Yeah,
hit list?
so I mean,
the
it's-
hit list is overwhelming.
Yeah,
okay?
he's got some sauce for sure.
I don't know if he is just packing the
Yeah.
fucking royal hammer of Thor in there, or whether or not this fucking kid is just
That's
like
smooth.
the quintessential piece of shit that every girl wants to piss off anybody else that likes her by dating. It's quite
Yeah.
possible. He might just be the go-to, oh, this is going to make mom mad.
Yeah, or like my ex-boyfriend Kanye West mad, or like whatever.
Anybody, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter who the proverbial my mom is, my
Yeah.
ex, my fucking,
Whoever.
my kid, someone.
Yeah.
this guy is such a piece of shit
Yeah.
that it's going to offend somebody.
It's gonna offend everybody.
That I'm dating this guy. But you go with Pete.
Yeah.
You take the Pete. Like I would have to take Pete's style. Like he wears some shit that, don't get me wrong. Like it's Pete. Like he spends 2 days hanging out with fucking Kid Cudi and he thinks he can wear a dress or something like that. And it's like, I mean, you can. I'm not mad at you for wearing a fucking dress, but like, you still look like an idiot.
I mean, like I think with Kanye's style too, like when he's not in like his Donda performance with like that all black that I was showing you before this.
Well,
like,
I was gonna get to that, right? So like you look at he did the show last night, right? He comes out and it's the same thing. He's got this thing now with the black mask with the pinholes.
Yeah, I got the Super Bowl there. And it's just like
he looks like he's wearing a pair of Hunter rain boots. They're shiny as fuck.
So I don't really mess with that. But then it's like I see his like street style, like, and it's kind of weird last little bit. But like say like 20. Like kind of when he was in like the Ultra Boost phase there of like kind of like that, like I don't mind that, like very
the oversized crew necks.
Yeah, like Shia LaBeouf kind of style, like very
okay.
like that. So like I think like that kind of those kind of correlate very closely.
Still wearing more like fitted jeans.
Yeah, or like cargo boots.
Like
he's wearing like military boots with like I don't know some fitted jeans and then like whatever, like an oversized hoodie and like a padding on or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think
more
that's
like a classic relaxed fit than the like. It seems like now like he's going out of his way to dress up and he's still dressed like shit.
Yeah, like I think he's just doing it for attention, like because I mean we're talking about it, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? I think any attention is relatively good attention.
He understands this. He's a marketing genius.
I think he's
that's the craziest thing. It's not like Kanye's not Kanye.
No, it's not
just,
that he's.
I think for me, I liked backpack rap Kanye so much. Like, dude, when Kanye would just wear like
the polos.
A crazy like polo or cardigan or something like that with some shit, little fucking hat, and he was just like clean, but he still looked respectful.
Right.
And I loved that Kanye. So I think that's why I love that style. Where like now I don't so much like Kanye's persona and appeal, which like I feel like the style supports his mindset now and stuff, which is a little crazy. So I don't know. All right, so last one. We'll do the last fucking check fit, talk shit. Your fit today.
It's a
Walmart
t-shirt.
I'm gonna throw everyone under the gun like this.
Sure.
And it's gonna you're the first one,
yeah.
so you had no idea.
No, I kind of figured.
It's gonna depend on the other people to watch the previous episodes so that they knew.
I kind of figured you'd talk about it. I wasn't sure. Like I was kind of like I remember packing yesterday and I was like, fuck, like what should I wear? And then I kind of thought about it and I'm like, honestly. Like you've got so much shit that it's like anything I bring is like, oh, I got something better, and I was like, honestly, I'm just gonna go so plain with it that it doesn't even. It's
the
not.
The funniest thing about that is that you think that there would be a comparison. I don't compare my fucking shit.
No, I know, but it's just like you have such a crazy thing. I'm just like, you know what? I don't even want to be a part of it. So it's
half
just
the time
like,
when I see people's fits, I get jealous with the fact that I'm like, I like when people feel like they don't need to try and look how they think people want them to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wear what the fuck you like to wear.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that people think that I wear, like, so much Supreme or something for a certain thing.
No, but it's like you like that brand.
Right? That it's just what I like to wear.
Yeah.
They design the shit I like. There's still so much of it that I won't buy because, like, I can't subscribe to the whole hype beast thing.
Right.
It's like the same, like, I don't own V-Lone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking, I have, like, maybe 2 off-white shirts.
I was going to say, or Bape or something like that.
I own no Bape.
Right.
No Bape. Not a single Bape.
I do not own any Bape.
Not a single Baper.
I can't get around. I can't get around to that.
It's not that I don't like it or that I think it's bad. It's just that, like, because it doesn't pull any emotion from me or it isn't something that I vastly go after, why go after it then? It'd be the same thing as buying a fucking shirt from the mall.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a shirt that it's just a shirt to have a shirt.
Really, it doesn't really do anything. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, that's the fit I went with today. I went with a Walmart t-shirt. I got some Vans jeans, just a straight cut, and then I'm wearing the Air Jordan 1 High Orchard yellows.
The Orchard yellow.
Yes, those are the Europe exclusive.
There's something to be said about a guy that wears Jordan 1s that aren't hype, but are still rare. It's a very niche pocket to be in because any rare Jordan is usually hype.
Yeah, for the most part, I think that whole best of hands pack is so underrated.
Definitely.
Like you have the clay greens, which are pretty cool. You have what
was the blue? What was the blue called?
The moon something, I think.
they were like a bluey purple or whatever.
Yeah, they're like a very soft purple. There's the blue, and then there's the red, and then the yellow. But yeah, I think yellow. I've always liked yellow, and they're all black toes, which is nice. So they're just like very simple and like just clean.
Throw an accent piece with it.
Yeah, exactly.
They kind
so
of almost look like they're part of the shattered backboard family, just
but
like
slightly. They just have they have a yellow swoosh, like they have a yellow swoosh with the yellow heel cup, right? So I mean, like I don't know, I really like them. I think they're a shoe that I've wanted for a long time, especially being like an out of continent release.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, the blue moons. Sorry, I was still thinking about.
That's it. I was gonna say moons or something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think they called them blue, even though like that's what I was saying. Like I think they're purple, but they were called blue something.
Yeah, they're the blue moons. But anyway, so that's I don't know, I like them. They came into the store. They're in my size. No box. Worn. I was like, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Right here. I don't keep the boxes for like any of my shoes really. So.
Do you find that you're a non-box guy?
Oh yeah. I mean, like I have my Stussy Dunks box.
To this day, because I know you're gonna watch. Kelly, aka Sleepy, you fucking bastard. He threw out the Spider-Man origin story box.
That sucks.
And my Union 1 black toe box. We'll wrap it up in like the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we're good still.
Yeah, and I just knew, I'm like, you fucking threw him out. I'm like, you're fucking one of those guys. And he's, yeah, you know me, I don't fucking really keep shoe boxes around. I'm like, yeah, because you're an asshole.
I mean, like, I'll keep,
But he's a collector. His collection's bigger than mine, not shoes, but...
Yeah, I'll keep cool boxes, like, I think the Stussy Dunks, like, I'll keep a pink box. I think that's
cool.
Pink
Well,
box, or, like...
any old dunk box, pink boxes, it doesn't matter. You got it.
Yeah, I have a couple...
Especially when they were all the old two-tone.
Yeah.
The shitty, like, original first box before, like, Dunks and SPs were getting their own box.
Yeah.
Like, but the silver boxes...
The silver, you got the purple, you got the rainbow boxes are kind of cool even now.
I love the ones that the little Metacom toys came in. So they come with the mini version of their box, but then it's the silver box, but they're huge.
They're way too big.
They're these giant fucking boxes.
Yeah.
I thought they'd be in like normal size shoe boxes, so they'd almost look like the boxes for like the Parises or anything like that.
But yeah, so that's the fit. So just some Jordan 1s and then a pair of jeans and a shirt from Walmart.
There you go.
Cool.
Well, what else should they know about you, Nate? Where can they find you? You guys are at ABCO, West Edmonton Mall.
We're at abco.wem. That'll be that's our Instagram for our West Edmonton Mall location. And then
abco.wem.com.
No, that's just our Instagram handle.
Oh, okay.
abco.wem. If you want to check out our website, we have about 100, or not 100, imagine we only have 100 shoes. We have about 1,000 or 1,100. I think we have 1,100 items in inventory right now, unique items. Just
what you need, 1,100 pairs.
Yeah, well, that includes clothes and things like that too. But yeah, we have.
Fuck what he said. 1,100 pairs.
So yeah, just
in each size.
ABCO
1,100 9s, 1,100 10s.
Everything. Anything you can think of.
Total actual inventory, like 100,000. Go rob the store. They have so many pairs.
So many. I wouldn't even notice probably.
It's in a mall. You'll never get in.
Exactly. But yeah, no. abco-store.com is the website, and then
abco-store.com.
Yes. So. At Nate_Reinhart on every single social media.
There you go.
So.
At Nate_Reinhart. Spell Reinhart.
Reinhart.
It's exactly how you thought it spelled if you know how to spell. I was going to do it, but then I was going to be like, I'll be the guy that throws a G in Ryan or something like that. And be like,
fuck. A lot of, when I was growing up, there was a lot of RH.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, RHEIN.
Like Reinhart.
Yeah, Reinhart.
Yeah, very European.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, that's the handle.
That's where they can find you. Where are you guys in the West Ed Mall? What end? Because it's a huge mall. What's the easiest way? What entrance do they go in?
Entrance 44, I think, or the TNT supermarket.
There's
come up
44 entrances.
No, there's like 56, I think, or something like that. It sounds stupid. But yeah, we're right across from Rolex and Louis Vuitton on the second floor.
Good company.
Yeah, I think our neighbor's Canada Goose.
Little Rolly.
Yeah.
Little Louis Vuitton.
Exactly.
He's in good company.
So yeah, that's where you can find the store if you ever.
I still haven't been to this store.
I know, you have to come up. We should do the podcast in the. We should do a podcast in the store. Maybe like a year.
Oh, dude.
We'll chop it up.
That's part of what I'm going to do with this thing. Is kind of like I want to expand it to like doing it in other people's closets, right?
Right.
And then if we can get it to the point where we're doing that, then we can kind of like for the behind the scenes stuff, we can deep dive their closets.
Be dope. It's kind of like almost like a complex con kind of thing.
Exactly,
really,
right?
Here,
see what they got in their thing.
That's dope. That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Cool. So yeah. Anyways, that's what the store is. That's a little bit about me. 22.
Well,
pretty young.
That's it. That's where to find them, folks. ABCO, West Edmonton Mall. They got what you need. Clothes, shoes. If you're into streetwear, they can sell it to you. If you see Nate in the store, tell him to give you a discount. Tell him that you watched his episode, that you knew who he was.
And I will help you out.
He's going to hook you up.
Yes,
He
of
probably
course.
won't. He's cheap. He's going to tell you now that he will, and then in person he's going to be like, I have something to deal with, and walk in the back and pawn off some.
It's out of my actually out of my
Like we
control.
said earlier, owner capacity. No, but thank you, Nate, for coming in.
Of
for
course.
doing this.
I really appreciate you having
It's
me on.
been great talking to you. Going to be a lot more coming. Thanks for listening, folks. That's it.
Cheers, guys.